end of this tutorial you'll have something that looks like this. So guys, I'm back. Now what we're going to do first, we'll click on the PNG and then we'll go to import. After that you need to make sure the filter is turned off, because we are making a pixelated game. If you are making other than pixelated games, you can click on filter to on and then re-import the textures. Re-import like that. Now what do we want to do first, we'll click our player. Look at the sprite node. You need to add these formation. You can add this if you want: sprite, collision, shape, and animation. First we'll add a sprite node, sprite, and then drag and drop the character texture over here. You'll have like a bunch of things. What do you want to do first? It will, I think it will be like 0 like this, 0 like that, and 0 like this. Like this, you will have something that looks like this. What I want to do, just click like that, and after you get these, you want to click on that and then add a one frame, and that's my player right there. That's my player. Okay, that's how you will create the idle. Now I have to go fast because this video is going to be really long, but I'll make it like short for you guys to understand. Now what you want to do is animate. Now this is the module 2 of this video. Okay, so in the module 2, what we'll do is animate the player. How will you animate that? So we'll first add an animation player node. We'll click on the sprite, then we'll click on the animation player, then we'll go. As you can see, there will be animation panel pop up. Now this is a deleted one, ignore this one. You'll have I need idle down, idle left, idle right, idle up, walk down, walk left, walk right, walk up. Now this is for demonstration. I will use that. First we'll click on animation. We'll click on, as you can see, there's a remove button. I can just remove. Oh, damn it! Oh my god! Oh my damn god damn. Remove that. So how will you do that is click on the animation, new, and let's say demo animation. So in the demo animation, what we'll do now, if you use Godot 3, it will be a little bit difficult, different, but it will be super simple for you. Okay, you don't have to do a lot of like crazy stuff to make animation happen. Now we'll first click on add track, click. Now there's multiple different track. Now we have a property tag. This is the most common one. This is changing the property of something to make animation. We'll click on that. Then it says which node that you will be animated. So pick the node that will be animated. So my one is sprite. Choose sprite and click on OK. Now which property are you going to animate? Now we're going to be using H frames. Now what H frame is just a frame by frame display property. Okay, vertical V frames however will do the y-axis one, like the up and down, and H frames will do the left to right. So we'll do the H frames. We'll click on this and click on open. After that you will have a H frames panel. Now go to, after you have this, go to the sprite, and now you will have something called a key. Now we'll click on this key, and if you hit don't use this, you'll say create. As you can see, our first node is there. Now we'll have this, let's say 2 will be nice, and as this is 0, as you can see the 0 1, so and if I think if we now play, everything works fine. Now we'll have to add a key. The key makes sure that everything works like really hand to hand. I don't really know what the key does, but you need to add it. I think the key is for the animation purpose. I don't know. Whatever, you just need to add a key, and then we'll just play. And if we hit this button, which is a loop, and we'll click on OK, as you can see, it works fine. Okay. Now this is a 1 second animation. You can add 2 seconds by going here and adding 2, but I don't want that. Now we'll just do delete the animation or rename the animation. If you mess something up, you'll click on animation and then you'll click on rename. For renaming it, you'll click on remove for remove the animation. So I'll remove that. I don't need that. I have already these. Now I have all of the things is covered. Now what I want you to do is pause the video, go to your Godot project and create these. Okay, create the idle down, left, right, up. Idle means just like the stand animation. Then walk down, walk left, walk right, walk up, just like this. Just drag and drop, and then adding, inserting keys, making it a loop animation, and boom, you are done. Now, so our module 2 is done. Now how many times I recorded this? The time please is about 5 minutes, but it's not that big of a video, I think. Now we'll go to the next part, which is the module 3 of this video. The module 3 is all about coding. Now let's see. Now module 3 will be the biggest one. As you can see, it's have a lot of code. Now I want you to, what you have learned in the previous video, just ignore that. The first one is for those who just starting things out. Okay, don't try to like do some adjustments, because this will really mess you up. Okay, what I want you to do is use the knowledge. Do not just say, hey, why did I like watch the first video? You watch the first video to understand something. Okay, understanding the physics system, etc. Now what we will do, now we will adding some things, and we have these values. Now let's take a look at really clearly what's going on here. We have a speed value which is mentioned as export, and which is speed value which we sent to 1000. There we have our motion vector. You know the drill, right? But these are a little bit new, right? Now what is this? Moving false. Now why this thing is important? This thing is important. I will show you. I'll just run this game. Now our moving thing, our moving boolean, this calls the boolean value will be true if we move. So we need something to determine when our player is moving, right? So we have like that. We are moving to this direction. Okay, so the moving boolean will be true depending on whether our player moves or not. Alright, now we'll have what's known as the animation player. Now animation player is the node. Lots of people get wrong that how these things are done. This thing can be done. Okay, this is Godot, not Python. Okay, animation player. Now anim player, we'll rename it anim player. Now why we need that? We need that because we need to start the animation. How will you do that? Look at the tree. Why this? And if you look at my previous tutorials, you'll know that it should have a get parent. Okay, we have the player with the script. Now if I say get node, it means the node, the children of the player, right? So the player's children is the animation player. If I had another one, like for example, I have the animation player on the tile, I can't access it. I need to target the world, then I need to target the tile, then I need to target the animation player node, right? Now setting the processor true, we are calling our physics loop running over and over and over. Now another interesting concept in here, your main job will be adding as less code as possible in the physics process loop. So we will, as you can see, we have the play, apply, move, and we have the delta. Now I will explain why it takes a delta. Okay, why this takes a delta, okay. So let's see, let's look at the function. So you have to have some programming experience on functions, at least. So functions are just a block of code running over and over and over and over again. Okay, so if you want a function can be called from elsewhere. So when the program is running, we can call the function. We need to start by writing the function name, the name of function. So we'll write, sorry about that, there's a mosquito here. So name of function, anything is possible. And then a colon, then we just say pass. Pass means do not, this function will be empty. Okay, now we'll write print this is a function. Now ignore. Now if I run this function over here, I don't need to run the function over apply movement stage. I can just start here and just say function, name of function. And if I now run this, everything it will crack, it will like not work. If I hit the keys, nothing will work. As you can see, that this is a function got triggered. Now it got triggered because it's in the physics loop. It's like calling every single physics step of the game. Now why we need a delta, why this takes a delta. Now delta is the time that is passed. So there's an in-depth documentation on delta. You don't need to know why there is delta, you need to know why there is delta. Now delta time, as you can see, it takes a delta. Now what's known as parameters. Functions, however, it can take a parameter. Parameters are just like input to the function. For example, if the function is calculate area, now you know the area, right? It takes a width and a height, and we can just say width and height. Now what if we don't have the width and a height value? How can we calculate the area? So the var area will be width times means the symbol times height. We have the area. Now we can just print area. Now as you can see, now what this will have is going to the name, calculate area. Now this takes a value of height and width. So say width, I think no the positional arguments are not there, don't worry about that statement. 200. So we have an area of width of 100 and of 200. Now if I run this now, it should be at 20,000. Yes, 20,000. all right. Now we have, this is the basic statement of the. Now why do we need delta time then? Delta time is needed because we need to calculate this thing, we need to times it by delta. Now delta can be found in user defined functions. These functions are called user defined function, not these functions like the underscore behind them, this is called inbuilt functions. So apply movement will take the delta time as the input because we need to multiply with the delta time. Now this is the same thing. Okay, so we have the delta time. Now it makes it really smooth. Now let's go up. Okay, there's a lot to explain there. All right, let's go back. Okay, now apply function, apply movement, and takes a delta time. All right, so a function, it's a function, apply movement, delta time means delta time. Now why I'm storing these values to a variable? Why? The reason I don't want to code that over and over and over and again. Now var left will this returns a true or a false value. Okay, so what's the true and a false value will do, it will take the left and it will check for if we hit the left arrow key or the A key in the keyboard, then the var left will be true. Alright, so as you can see, if left, now if left means if left equals to true. Now it is a shorthand for writing that. Oh my god, just delete this. Okay, so the right same, up same, down same. So right, up, down. You may remember this, you may remember this one, not this one. Now as you can see, if we hit the left key, we should move to a minus speed of delta time. Then we'll say moving to true, because why not, we need to say moving, that we are moving. Now what's this? Check movement loop, right? Now now what this movement loop is, it's just saying which direction is our movement going. Okay, which direction our direction we are facing, which direction we are facing. So if we hit the left key, we know that we are hitting the left direction. Then we will apply an animation for the walk left, right? Yes, walk left. So that's how to calculate this. Okay, so we'll say moving to true because we know we are moving now. Now we'll say check movement loop, that will check for the movement. Now we'll hit control and hit here and move. As you can see, this is a little bit confusing. So this is the code on this. This is a little bit confusing, but it's not that hard. Now first question, what is this? What is normalizing? Now normalizing is the vector. So for example, if I have a vector of, for example, let's say 0.545 and 0.65, will the normal, what normalizing does, it makes it a 1, a whole number, 1 of the magnitude 1. Now if I had a minus 0.45, it will make it a minus. Now this movement is really useful when we are moving like in RPG. We have to move like left right really quicker, and there's a special functions for that. So first we are checking the, if we are moving, then if this symbol means not, so if not, we are normalized. So if the motion vector is not normalized, we will not normalize, then matching motion dot normalize. So if we're not normalized, this step is essential, but it's recommended that you do, because sometimes it can mess up. Okay, so not, it is saying this to false, this to false, so I don't want that, right? So match means this statement is used for this statement is used like switch in other programming languages. These are the cases of this. So if it's just simply a if statement. I will show you, wait a minute. If motion dot normalized equals to vector2 dot left, then pass. It's basically saying this the same thing. We can just add it if you have multiple if statements, but there is a lot. There's 4. Okay, this is not recommended you use a if statement for each of these. This makes the code much harder to read. So we will use what's known as the match statement to match up those values. So they can have multiple cases with that. So there's a case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4. So you need to have at least some experience on Python, same, right? So it has like a, I think, switch case statements. If you know in C++, they have like a switch statement. Java also has the same statement, whatever. So now if it's a vector, so what we did is we are moving to the left. So if we are going to the left, what will happen? We'll go to movement, say movement to walk left. Now why we are setting movement to walk left? Because we are moving to the left direction. Now there is a need for this, especially the movement variable, because we have to access it when we are in the idle formation. So when we are in the idle formation, so as you can see, there's another one. I will explain you'll know why you need the movement variable when you need this. So we have to access these values as these values in here. It's not possible. Okay, it's not possible. So what we are using is these values. Okay, so vector to the left, if we are hitting the left key. So if you're going to the left direction, movement, set movement to walk left, and then nmplayer.play movement, add the speed multiplier. Now speed multiplier, I didn't explain what's going on here. Sorry about that. So it's the same thing as this. So I will explain. I'm just gonna finish this thing off, then I'm gonna explain what's going on here. Okay, don't worry about that. So vector to the right. So if we're hitting the right key, we are going to set the movement to the right, and nm player set movement speed multiplier. Speed multiplier is just a value. Okay, it's if we hit go to the play. Why I can't go to the play? why I can't go to the play animated sprite. No, we're gonna go to animation player, no animation player, and play this. Okay, so we have the play. So string name is a name, and then there's a custom blend. Custom blend means how quickly will we blend, and then there's a custom speed, how quickly we speed, and then from it. Now we need these two values. These two values are super important. Now depending on our speed multiplier, we have a speed multiplier because our thingy is going really slow, so we are going to be using that blend equal to that blend, and it makes no sense, I know. Okay, it makes no sense, but speed multiplier is just a value. Okay, simple as that. I will explain why do I need the speed multiplier. As you can see, this over here, I'll explain that. So now if we to do the up, we are going up, same, down, same. Now the movement is equal to walk left. Now when we are not moving, it means the moving is false, means we are standing. Okay, we need to stop what we are doing. It means to stop the vector, stop the motion, stop whatever we are doing, and check whether our status, our current status. So if the movement is walking left, the previous animation was walking left, we know we are in the left direction. So now we will just play the idle left. Same for right, same for up, same for down. Hopefully it's clear. If it's not, just rewatch the video over and over again, and there's a GitHub link for this thing over here, but I don't recommend it. I don't recommend you go and download and paste and copy whatever. I recommend you try it out. Alright, oh my god. So now we'll go to the left. So now as you can see, you know what's the movement loop is doing, right? So movement loop, it is checking where our current position is, what the value we did, and was the thing we need, and which animation to play. Which movement loop will check the which animation to play, right? Okay, so now what's this thing and this thing. Okay, so what we are not, this means not symbol. So if left equal to false, or right equal to false, or up equal to false, or down equal to false, so if one of these are true, moving to false, because we're not moving. So we are hitting it when we press the key, it means moving to true. But when you release the key, any key in the keyboard, so left, right, up and down, any arrow key, any WSD key, move to false. Then we check another time that what's going on over here. Check movement loop, what's going on over here, and which animation to play. Now I think we don't need that. I think it should work without it. No, it will not work. I thought that. Okay, so it's for checking that if we're not moving, what to do. Okay, so make sure you add that. I thought that it will not work. So okay, now what's this? So as always, we are moving and slide. Motion to normalize means 1 times speed. Now speed makes it like it's super slow. I don't know, really don't know why, but it makes it like slow. Then speed multiplier gives a little bit more boost to this. So if we had a speed multiplier of, for example, 10, our custom blade will always be 10. So as you can see, I recommend you go 8, 9, 10. So I recommend you do 8. Now how much the video? It's about 25 minutes long. Oh my god, I'm sweating. Okay, so I did this, did that, and then we times by delta time. It's important. And yeah, that's about it. If you didn't understand it, I recommend you go to my GitHub page and download it, play around with it. Now if you want to use my animations, just when we are doing the naming thing, make sure you use the walk like just exactly like this. You will be fine. If you have any question, leave it down in the comment section. Yeah, peace everyone.